My wife Jessica and I are going to be going to PRI in the morning up in Indianapolis, and through general conversation and comments and messages, half of you have said, PRI is on my bucket list. It's a must-have, must-do. I need to go there. And it seems like the other half are, who is PRI? What does that mean and where do I buy it? Well, it's actually a show, performance racing industry. And if you're in the motorsports or performance parts, it's mind-boggling. There is too much to see. Rent a scooter is what I'm saying. And we thought, you know what? We're going anyway. It's the holidays. Why not throw out something extra? We'll bring you guys with, and we're going to be cruising the crew cab. Problem is, it's not floating. It's still on jack stands. Great. I got some different tires, wheels, poverty caps. Might even try to do some sort of hokey fix on the rear end. Either way, we're taking that truck in just a few hours, actually. Great. Oh, there goes the back. So I gotta be honest with you. When I say, hey, we're leaving in the morning, that's soon. I think clock says 11:45 p.m. I actually just got back from a 500-mile revival straight into this thing here. It's up on jack stands from last week. I've got some Detroit steel wheels I wanna put on this, some Nitto tires, and I got on the Evil Bay and found some pretty good poverty caps. Finally, the actual 3/4 ton, 1 ton, 12-inch ones. I've been searching forever for a decent-ish set, and I think I finally found one. So where we'll start, I guess I'll show you the new wheels, and then I got to get the tires mounted on that. We'll start fitting that up, and then we'll dig out the poverty caps. So these are the wheels I'm going with here. These are Detroit steel Del Reys. They're 18 by, I think they call them 9 or 9.5. Yeah, seems about right. A lot wider than the original or factory wheels, and those were 16s. And these are like an antique white, I think they called it. It's kind of an off-white. It's not as bright as the truck, but I didn't want these like glowing snow white the opposite direction. I kind of want these to fade into the truck a little bit. And then it's got the provisions for the 12-inch poverty caps. Hopefully those look halfway decent. I've been looking for a decent set for like a year and a half now. This is the original wheel setup I wanted to do on the truck. I just never really got around to it, I guess. But hopefully this looks pretty decent. I struggled with tire size a little bit, but I think I got one that's close-ish to the same circumference as the ones that were on here, so it shouldn't affect ride height too much. I'll go grab those and show you what we got. There they are. Now some of you, well, 4 of you, just went, wait a minute, those look really familiar. And they should. These are the same NT 555 G2s all of the Crown Vics run at the Freedom Factory. So in the Freedom 500, 2.4 hours of Le Mollets, the Bristol race, you name it. And it's the same tire that I ran at the Danger Ranger. It's just one of those things. You know, I don't really believe in a product until a guy uses them repetitively. And these tires, I can't tell you how many laps and miles and you name it I've put on them, and they hold up unbelievably well. So I went ahead and picked them up for the crew cab. Of course, they're a lot wider and a little bit bigger, but same exact tread pattern, design, sciences, what do they call it? Compounds? Sure. Anyway, I got to try to get these mounted. I'm not very good at the low pro mounting process, but I'll give her a shot. Got to try not scratch up them wheels, you know what I mean? Be sure you stick around now because I just got an email, been back and forth a few times. I might be able to take you guys on a mind-boggling private tour of a certain facility in Indianapolis. That should pretty much give it away, but I'll see what I can do. If we have enough time, I'll try to pull it off. What a mess. Well, first things ninth, instead of using this style valve stem, I want to use the nice flavor. Here they are. Kind of the steel ones. They're more for like drag racing and billet wheels and stuff like that, but I really just prefer this design and look over these. But this rubber gasket is going to be too tall to fit the wheel, so we've got to modify these a little bit. So if a guy had a plan, which I mean I don't, but I'm going to fire up the bench grinder here, and I think I'm just going to tip these upside down. This is the side that seats on the wheel. See, so there's the flat side with the edge, and then this flat side goes there. This actually comes apart and this washer sits on top of this. Anywho's, I'm gonna do this and take off some sort of very specific hundredths or thousandths of this here, and then they should work. Nope, probably not. Danger level 10,000. Oh yeah. Right when you feel your fingertips hitting, you're in the good zone. Right there. Just trimming the fingernails down. Oh, looking pretty good. Oh yeah. Well, that kind of burns after a second, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, is that one shorter? Whoa! Never see that one again. Okay. You lose the sense of touch. You know, I think that's what's happening. Ow! Ow! Injury. That one's pretty good. Fingertips they're clean. All right. Can I find that other one? Probably not. It's completely gone. I'm not mad about it though. Listen, I think that's a new record for a grinder projectile at Vice Grip Garage. Write it down for me, would you, so we don't forget. I think I got one more of that special flavor. We can't mess it up this time. Can't scratch these bad boys. Oh, maybe I could, no. I was thinking I could have got two with one, but I just don't quite think so. This little El Cheapo machine came with plastic claws, but that wouldn't bite on the wheels, you know. Bit. Yep. My special soap. This is actually a true story. I don't buy that expensive tire stuff. This is oil of life. This is unscented, sensitive skin. The most important part is it has soybean oil in it. And soybean oil, my dad said, works great for tire installation, and I'll be diffed if it doesn't. And it's cheap, lasts forever. This is gonna be something. I've never used these arms and different things hanging off of here, and let's see. I want the tread to go this way. Yep. 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 Yes. Okay. All right. Yep. Yep. Yeah. See, this is where it's going to get. Oh, yeah. Well. I think. There we go. Boom. That wasn't so bad. Ha! Normally put these in first, but I figured I'd be taking this back off, if I'm being honest. throw in our custom valve stems. I'm leaving the core in this bad boy, mostly because I'm lazy. But sometimes if you can get the bead seated on there good, you don't even need to take it out and save a whole step. Oh. Yeah. Looking good. Okay, now, whoops, wrong way. Come back around. There we go. Sometimes I don't even gotta take the core out. Look at that. Kabam! There it went. Okay, that's actually really impressive. This is only calling for 1.25 ounces. Let's see if that's actually accurate or not. It looks really true, if I'm being honest. Yep, zeroed out. Wow. Okay, Detroit steel wheels. Maybe they are worth the money. I don't know. Man, that looks really good. Is this the... Hi, welcome to Derek's Confession Hour. Well, see, I used the calculator on the line. And I took the old tire size and compared it to the new tire size to make sure that this shape was the same. You know, because of just everything. They looked good in speedometer reading. But now that we've got 18s, this looks Mickey Mouse House Fire. It doesn't, the rubber needs to be bigger. Or maybe this is how it's supposed to look. Either way, I don't like it. I guess you guys can let me know. You bleep bloop it. If you know the tire size that I'm supposed to be using for 18X95s, that would be great because it's a life's mystery. Let me show you what I got going on. Started on the front here. Now keep in mind, it's on jack stands, but it might come up a little bit once I get it on the ground. I don't know. Shouldn't the rubber be a little bit bigger than that? But it's just weird that it's the same. Science. Okay, I'm feeling much better. Now the mathematicianals make sense. There's really not that much more room in there. It looks good. They're tucked up in there. They fill the wheel well much better. It's just goofy up on the jack stands, I guess. So looking good. Boy, the rear is really just, you know, tucked up in there. But we got room. That's what I was stressing about. Turns out I didn't do too bad. The wheel offsets, who understands even how that works? Had to do all that measurements and then the tires and turned out good. But if you look at the rubber now to the wheel well, this is a good activity here. See how it's about the top of the tire? So we need to go up in the rear minimum 2 to 3 inches to make this look the way it's supposed to. Kind of disappointing with this kit because it was supposed to drop the front more and the rear less and be level, and it's doing this. It's like one of them North Carolina guys. My idea is, for now, can we replace those shocks that aren't doing anything with an air shock? And I have one on a different project car we can maybe just try. It's going to be a bugger getting it out of the other car. In here, not so bad. But if it'll fit compressed wise, then I can lift it up a little bit so it's not just bottoming out. So I think I'll go ahead and try to get the shock out of the other car. I can't show you that car yet, but you'll see it next Friday, don't worry. I got good news, fellers and fellettes. So I measured these shocks. I crawled under there and used one of these tape sticks with the numbers on it. And it was like 13 and smaller numbers. And I pulled this one out of the car and squished it down with my body weight, really brought her down, you know. And, well, there it goes. Well, anyway, I had 13 and some numbers in here. So I think we're really close. So if I could squish this in here hit her with a little bit of air, we could probably get our ride height back. But most importantly, on this side over here, on Hot Rod Power Tour, we discovered that the axle tube was coming up and hitting the C notch, and it was very, very close to the brake line. Not good. So we need a little bit of cushion there, not only for the look and the ride height, but just a little bit of extra help to keep those two from colliding. Thank you, GM. Same parts for everything for eternity on all the stuff. There's this little clamp because I said, why make a whole new shock design when we could just put this little bar in here to have the bolts for like the A bodies and stuff like that. So I just need to get that out of there. Basically just using this for leverage, prying down on this and just bringing it right out. Kind of like that. So now it's set up for Chevrolet pickups. I'll be dipped. That slid right on up there. Now don't panic, she's way down to the ground. It's supposed to go up here. But if I'm doing my math right, nope, I'm sure that's wrong. I should be able to squish this, oh, that's gonna be tough, into here, feed this bolt through, and we'll be set. I just gotta make sure I want this facing backwards. Yeah, like that. Could also get a jack under here, but I think what I'm gonna do is put a jack under the frame, lift the frame and essentially the body, create some separation here. Then I'll lay underneath and bench press this into there and just throw that bolt through quick. Well, both the shock laters are in. As you can see, as predicted, they're just bottomed right out. But we're gonna put 2 to 3 inches in that. Just gotta run the plastic lines, gotta tear it out of the other car. And in the other vehicle, they're sitting somewhere in the center. So I might just drill a hole or something, poke it down right through there for now. I think that's rear end oil. Great. But that'll work for now. I mean, eventually I think I'm going to put a roll pan, maybe even a bumper back in here. But I'll get those lines in and we'll see if it'll air this big thing up, hopefully. This is that line kit here. I can't believe this thing doesn't leak. It's been sitting since 1988. Usually there's little rubber O-rings. Well, that side's stuck in the shock, but there's little rubber O-rings over the line that this squishes down on. They don't leak. I just did 3 days, 500 miles, and they didn't leak down. So that's good because I don't have any of this kind of stuff in stock anywhere. And it's currently 1:30 in the morning, so that's fine. Well, because of how the shock's sitting here, see this one's farther forward towards the captain side, this one's back on the drinker side. I had a lot more slack on this side and shorter on this side. Well, it just so happened that both of those magically met right over in this region. So I just wallered this out with the Christmas tree bit. See what I did there? And then popped her through. Sure, I mean, I got to hold it when I put air in it, obviously, but that's going to work just fine. So let's throw a jack under the pumpkin, get this thing on the ground, put some air in this, see if it goes up. Easy, but faster. That was pretty good. All right, let's get a side shot. Yeah. Boy, it even looks lower, I think. It is. These shocks collapsed even more. I think the other ones must have been bottoming out. Boy, we got to come up a lot. Well, let's see if the shocks will do it. I'm going to throw some air in this thing, see what happens. Okay, just threw up my back again. All right, moment of the truthesses. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Still nothing. And nothing's working. Uh-oh. Well, that ain't good. What in the devil's going on? I just don't think they got enough oomph to lift it. I wonder if I lift the frame, then put air in them. Or did it go up? Maybe I'm seeing stuff wrong here. I don't know what's happening. No, it's definitely sagged out. I think this side's lower for some reason. I got stuff in the bed? Well, I think a guy did get a little bit out of it. They just ain't quite got the HPs to bring her all the way up, but oh yeah. Say 2 inches maybe? Somewhere around there. Looking a lot more levelish. Actually, it's pretty darn level. So that's good. That'll keep the axle tube from banging off the frame, hopefully anyway. Mission accomplished. So you may have just noticed I took all the little clippy doodabs off the wheels that hold the poverty caps on. You might be thinking, Derek, why would you do that if we're putting caps on? You know, items described incorrectly and then overcharged never appear on eBay. Ever. These were sold as 12-inch 3/4 ton hubcaps. I'll tell you right now, that's a half ton. I mean, it's in good shape though. I needed the 3/4 tons. So I took those clips off. I'm gonna clean them up like this. We'll have to run around like this for now. Still looks better, I think, but it would have looked really, really sharp with the poverty caps on it. But looking better, level, better tires, better wheels. By the way, if you're wondering where Jessica's at, she's in the house working just as hard while I'm doing this. She's packing, confirming reservations, printing credentials, getting the motel set up, getting the boys set up for a couple days, working with family, doing all of that stuff. In fact, she's probably gonna come blasting in here any minute with the suitcases. That way, we're ready to go, you know what I mean? Last thing I'm gonna do before I get some shut-eye here is put in some Hood Saver 6000s. This is a vice grip garage part, and the goal with these is to prevent the hood from doing the taco or the bending in half, or you could take a really bad hood and straighten her out a little bit. They're very, very easy to install. Basically, a guy just uses this bolt right there. This slides over top, and then hardware goes into the hood. 3 different spots. And that way, when a guy is shutting the hood, you don't get that dreaded kink. It's always right there, typically, right across. So this is gonna give it a lot of support and prevent that from happening. And just a reminder, guys, push back when you're closing these hoods. Back and forth, until you get it to about here. Now it shuts easy. So I'm gonna grab a wrench and the hardware that comes with this, blast this in super quick. These are painted. I kind of fox tinted this. This is gray and then orange, which is kind of hard to see, and then an off-white, and then spackled with black, and then rough sanded. I wanted it to kind of just be, you know, roughish, not perfect bright white. You guys can let me know down below there. But if there's enough interest in these, I could figure out how to get them in the store or something. Make them right here myself. Good old Tennessee. Just slide it in like that. You may have to bring this part of the hinge down just a tickle because you're adding 1/8 of an inch up. But in most cases, on typical hoods, I've tested these out on quite a few rigs. Can't even tell. Yep. Now, if you have the tool and equipment, use nut certs. Otherwise, you can use these self-tappers, these big old boys. And if something happens to these or they rip out, then you got a hole for nut certs. Hood Saver 6000s are in. Already checked the oil. Yep, check. Check. Sure. Now I have the confidence just to, oh yeah. Just pulling that bad boy. I'm gonna check the brake fluid, and I think that's it for all the juices. I had a recent oil change. Obviously, we know we're good on shoes. So I think I've done my part on the rig. Well, I guess we'll see you in a few hours. We'll head up to Indianapolis. This show is absolutely amazing. It's hard to take it all in. See you shortly. Where's the switches at? There we go. Good morning. A couple hours later. Birds are out. Beautiful morning. A little bit rainy, a little bit foggy yet from last night, but we'll probably blast through that headed north. I'm gonna throw some Rain-X up on the rig here. I took the wipers off this. I can't remember where the arms went. Some of you might remember. I think they went on a car. They were too long, maybe even independents. Anywho, ain't got wiper arms. All right, we're fueling up. We just did the math. We're losing an hour. It's about a 6-hour drive. We're gonna be getting there really late in the afternoon, early evening. We might only have an hour, maybe even less tonight, but we can get our credentials, maybe sneak around a little bit. But don't worry, we've got tomorrow as well. But either way, we'll see you very soon in Indianapolis. Made it. Can't see nothing. Well, you can tell the crew cab's in a parking garage. We're setting off car alarms everywhere we go. But we somehow got this semi parked up in, but we're a little tight. Oh, yes. Straight in the Pro Charger. There's the same spot last year. This goes way, way back. Let's go walk around and see what we can find. Anything and everything you want or want to look at or whatever, it's here. Corpus Christi. Oh, it even has look at the seats, Jessica. Like the carnival rides.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
This thing is.
Wait, those are the kind of seats we can get for the new project.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
That'd be super fun.
Yeah. Jessica's putting together a shopping list. It's gonna get extensive, I have a feeling.
Shouldn't have brought me here right after we just got a new project car, that's for sure.
Yeah. So we are looking for a different kind of seat. We need a containment seat. Different style belts, a few other things, maybe some wheels, and a different set of tires for a particular purpose. So we're going to be able to get hands-on with some of this stuff today. It's pretty awesome. Plus, get a lot of tech questions answered. Is this a NASCAR booth? I think it is. Oof. Oofda. We sold one the exact same colors. There's something about red on a Chevelle, just. Yeah, we've made it to the back corner. 78 miles that way. This is cool. Oh, look at the smokes on the Lucky Strikes on the dash. Very cool. We're kind of in the dirt track, racing-ish, NASCAR-ish, IROC series area. Pretty sweet. Just found the oil pan I need. these trap doors, one on each side, so when you get G-forces, keeps the oil right there. So got the part number I need. Already doing good. But wait, there's more. This side is all like machinery, tools, fabrication, drill bits, CNC. You think I'm kidding? Hold on a second. What do you do with them? A lot of beep boops. That's what. The things if you want to make a crankshaft? Sure. Got it. I don't know. I can't even breathe. Ooh, we're boring. I'll be dipped. Heard about this on the interwebs. There it is. Dang old boat. I don't know what I'm looking at. Sure. Oh, yes, please. Look at that color. Oh, this Corvette, though. Okay, this is right up my alley. Wow. Steve's Buick. This thing is wild. Fastest wagon. Cup holders, USB. He's got a backup screen in here. Where is it? There it is. Backup screen. Nice rig. Well, they're actually closed right now. Still some people milling around. We're just, grabbed a couple cold snacks. We're just enjoying the show. There's a lot less elbow to elbow. I can get around a little easier. We're trying to find this race suit that looked like Woody from that Toy Story movie to show Jessica. Get it on my Christmas list. No, not really, but it is really cool looking. So we found a new battery we got to try. We've got an oil pan. What was the other place we stopped at for a while? Seat. We found a seat we like. There's a lot of stuff. It's nice because you can actually talk to people and ask questions. You're not like trying to call them or using chat on the interwebs, stuff like that. It's pretty sweet. This looks like they go on a spaceship.
Yeah, that's
Eyeballing this seat here. Watch, I'm going to sit in it. These containment seats. So once your helmet's in here, the guy ain't going anywhere. You could flip, tumble, roll, whatever. And it's going to keep your arms from flailing. I think the guy needs to invest in this. Instead of the plastic off-road seats, huh, Jessica?
Yes.
Probably make you feel a little bit better.
A little bit.
I need one of these like for the office too.
I was thinking you were going to say, how we just set this in the living room.
Could we get these at the dinner table?
Right?
Yeah, maybe a little costly. Day 2 PRI at Indianapolis. We did get chewed out last night. We were in about 20 minutes afterwards, and then we decided to go get some dinner with some friends. But this morning, I do in fact have a surprise for you. A fella reached out and said, hey, how would you like to come out to Ed Carpenter Racing? Check out some IndyCar stuff. Yep, let's do that. I was amazed at just the floor in here, and then boop. This is Ed. Ed's the one that invited us out. Won their first race in this car, Chevrolet. Man, these are so much longer than they look on the television sets. Surgical in here. Wow. Echo. Huh. Kind of like my pole barn. Nope, not even close. Golly, how do they fit in these things? Just incredible. This is the operation it takes, I guess. They even do doing the strength trainings.
I wouldn't even know where to start on this thing. Where do you put the diesel oil in this? All the nose pieces. I don't know if I'm supposed to touch these or... Wow, they're light. Got everything in stock, including the TV. Ed just gave us a gift. Look at this. We got our first turb skis, fellers. These were on the cars. Wow. Now I gotta figure out how those work. It's pretty cool, huh?
I said you'd be super excited.
It's incredible. So Ed makes this, I called it a Nintendo controller because I don't know what else to call it, but he's gonna run us through all the buttons on this bad boy.
The first one here is the radio button, obviously R. Overtake gives you extra boost and RPM.
Yep.
For only 200 seconds a race.
Okay.
So you have to manage that.
I would be out the first lap. I mean,
I know. Well,
I'd be done.
Connor uses it immediately, and he's out by mid-race. So.
Yeah.
The WJs are weight jackers. They're only used on our oval tracks.
Okay.
It jacks weight into the car. So
Really?
we can make it handle better.
On the fly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Reverse, if you get in trouble, run off track, you can pop it into reverse just by a button.
I'd also be using that button a lot.
This is the drink. We got a drink pump on the car. It's just basic washer pump.
Oh, I thought you meant
Universal washer
like cold snacks.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Well, when we were sponsored by Fuzzies, it could have been.
Yeah.
The T, it used to be for tone, but now it's for driver cooling,
Okay.
so he can turn it on and off.
Nice.
We got trim switches. This leans the car out or richens the car up.
Wow.
This is like a fail safe. So if a sensor goes out or something, they can turn it to a different position and it cancels that sensor out
Wow.
completely and bypasses it.
Nice.
Page, we have several pages that we can put on the display here, and the driver can go up and down through it, get different information, track maps, stuff like that. The P is pit speed, so when he's coming down pit lane, he hits the button and it limits the speed.
Oh, cool.
Oh, smart.
So he's in.
Depending on the track, it's 45 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour.
I always wondered how they always nailed pit road speed because they're doing like Mach 14, then all of a sudden they're all the same.
Yeah, they just have to dip below the threshold and then they can bring it right back up.
All right.
The RS is a reset button to reset any alarms that come up on the dash. The N is the neutral, so he comes in, hits that, and it goes into neutral, as long as he's in first gear. I'm not going to tell you about that one. This is a dash dimmer,
Okay.
so for like night races,
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
dim the lights down. Now on the back, you have your 2 shift paddles and your 2 clutch paddles.
Oh, nice.
It really does look like a game
It
controller,
is.
doesn't it?
It's a
Like-
Nintendo controller. I'm glad to know that you actually get a track map,
Yeah.
just like the Genesis. So it's the same. So basically, I'd be using the scramble button a lot, the reverse button, and the reset.
Well,
Get
you
the
need
error
braking
codes
stuff,
off.
So you'd have to be using the bypass too, because
Yeah.
everything would be going out.
It would be, yeah, pretty much. It would be a mess. That's cool. Polar bear. Gonna go see some trucks. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there you put a car in there.
Put 2 cars in there.
Holy smokes. Yeah, that'll do the job. And that truck pulls them?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you got 2 cars, all the bins and mechanicals and...
Yep. We'll go inside and I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see how Garrett would fit in.
Yeah,
He
he's
said he
like-
tried selling one there. Like, see this.
Oh, yeah?
It's like, oh, whatever.
Wow. They even got a shock dyno in here.
Yeah, this is this is what we call our engineering truck.
Engineering truck, okay.
Yeah.
Then the lounge up front.
Well, that's where all the engineering folks go. Or what I like to call them, Imagineering.
It's got a compact disc player. This is the engineering department. Oh, yeah.
But we got a slide out That'll slide out and give them more room.
Oh, sure.
And
So there's a lot of beep booping going on up here.
yeah,
Down here is that, but there's more. That's where the cars go. That's really cool. And there's a big lift gate, I would assume, at the end, right? Yeah. This is where they practice pit stops. So this one is electrotronical, and they can, you know, I don't know the noise it makes, and then it stops, and then they practice their pit stops. This is the fuel nozzle. This thing it's beefy. They got a offensive lineman or something like that practicing on this right now. And then here's your, you know, and this does this. See? Oh, this is smart. This is like super grip tape.
You're fired already.
yeah. Give it a little bit more of a push. There you go.
Yeah, you really got it. I didn't want to scratch the paint.
Oh, geez.
How much did you say that weighs, Derek? Probably about 40 pounds?
Huh?
You said that weighs probably about 40 pounds?
At least 45, maybe 50 even.
And that's an empty hose too.
And it's empty, and then you get fuel in here. How many gallons is
This is about 10 gallons of fuel.
this? So if you click this in, it's 10 gallons.
It'll fill the car in about 6 seconds.
Yes, please. All of this. Wow. You can make stuff in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we make quite a bit.
Carbon fibre brakes. I'm checking this out and super impressed by this. Meanwhile, Jessica is very impressed with the antenna and having a.
Well, it's also on, like, you don't even see these.
You don't listen to compact discs? Oh, it's empty.
You can put a Whalen CD in there.
Sure could.
Well, that was incredible and a lot of fun. Big thank you to Ed for showing us around. Actually, today was his day off, so it's really awesome that he came in. All right, back to the PR and the buys. We're going to go do a little bit of more poking around and shopping, get some ideas, and potentially buy a couple little pieces. And then we got 5.5, 6 hours home yet. Friday, a lot busier today. You're rubbing elbows, whether you want to or not. I like it. Meet a lot of good people. We'll go find some more stuff today. We've only seen like 3%. There's things everywhere. Goodness. Just kind of looking at these, maybe considering one. Landed on this guy. Can I put that on my Christmas list?
You can put it on your list. That doesn't mean you're getting it.
If you ever wanted to see one stripped down, you're literally like you're sitting in a chair, like a chair at the table. That's actually pretty angled. Some of them are flatter than that. Not a lot of room.
Start it again. Same thing. You like feel it there. Go back to that same spot, and eventually you'll just feel that. You won't even be counting. You'll just.
Another Christmas list item.
It's cool. And my favorite part about it is it's like it becomes.
Thanks to Dueling Design, started showing me how to do some bead rolling. The guy needs to learn some different skills and trades they're gonna know. This would be really handy for like door panels, dash inserts, floors, firewalls, trunks, you name it. That's gonna do it for PRI. There's Ruby up there. Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of behind the scenes and some extra content. Hope you have some family and friends around for the holidays, and I hope you enjoy them. We'll see you very, very soon.